So this pile here of books, it's around 10 books. I got them from a library around 3 weeks ago, and and that was in itself not a bad thing. Libraries are great. Why shouldn't you use them? Of course I use them, etc. etc. No, the bad thing, it's not bad per se, but the issue here is that I borrowed them around 3 weeks ago from a library at the other end of the country. I was visiting someone, and because things takes time in the mail, I probably should already kind of have read all these because like I should return them next week. So yeah, so this is my first actually reading vlog. Usually I just do reading vlogs of readathons. I decided I want to do real reading vlogs of this. So I'm gonna try to read as many of these as I can. Well, read slash start, and then hopefully I'll have quite a few to return next week. And in that way, I won't be so effed up as I would have if I hadn't read any of these. But likely I probably won't get to all of them, and I probably will have to pay a fine or renew them. But yeah. So yeah. Also, I'm filming this on a Tuesday, so plan is to like to start maybe probably start one of these today, and then kind of like continue on through the weekend till Sunday. On Monday, or actually all of next week, I have more work than usual. So, and also the week after that, I have more work than usual. So, yay, work, but also like, will I get to read as much next week when Monday comes? I'm not sure. Also, I have a buddy read that I'm doing at the moment. So, yeah. So, hopefully, I'll get to read lots this weekend and a little bit after that. Though I suppose, like, it's not an issue per se. I mean, the issue is that there's lots of books. A few of these books are like chunky and huge and dense. Most of them are thinner uh, and fast reads. So yeah, and yeah, I'm thinking I'll probably start with Princess on the Brink. It's the number 7 in the Princess Diaries series. It's a short one, so it's a good way to start. Place to start, I think. And it's it's a reread for me. But yeah. So this is the first in that vlog. I'll be posting more later, or filming more later, and you'll see after a while how I think of all these books. And wish me luck! Hey, so I'm back for another update on my library reading vlog. So as I said, I said I was going to start this yesterday like afternoon, and then after started for like, oh no, yeah, this is book 8, and like uh, in my I've been rereading the series, so I was up to book 7 at the time, so I started Party Princess. So wait, did I? Yeah, Party Princess. So I read this last afternoon. I think I read more or less in one go. Yeah, more or less in one go, really. And then I read this. I started this last evening, and I ended up like I read the last 2 or 3 chapters today. And yeah, it's very enjoyable, I would say. Like I suppose it depends like a bit like you can kind of notice how it's not the newest books. I mean, they use like Habit uses some words that aren't really that much accepted now. Like she uses retard, and that's iffy, really. She did say that she's planning on republishing the books. I think maybe it was this year, maybe next year, and she's going to cut out some words that aren't really acceptable in today's climate, or today's world. So yeah, but like all in all, I suppose I kind of have mixed. Like this one, I read this yesterday. I was like, but I suppose like also like last year when I started rereading, I was like, At least the beginning of the series, like, This seems very childish. But I suppose like at the later parts of the series, it gets more. I suppose because she gets older, it gets more mature and stuff. So it's good. But still, like Mia, you're so dramatic and you're so, yeah. She's just a bit over the top now and then, but she's a teen, so I suppose can't kind of understand that in a way. But also, like, I just have to. It's just so good. You might think this is spoiler, it's not, but I'm just gonna give it a little taste because this is a great place. I mean, I suppose it doesn't really. I don't know if you read the series or not, but it's written in library, written in diary form, so it's very short and easy and read and stuff. But yeah, it's this one place here that I really one place that I really enjoy. Where is it? Yeah. So something's happened and she's really upset. And of course, yeah. So this is Princess Diary series. So of course she has a bodyguard, and she's talking about like this thing stuff that happened that she didn't really enjoy, that she's freaking out over. And then just the last bit of it is just so good. So peak scene. But yeah, quote. Dad should have just gotten lost to shoot me. And that's the only way I would. Sorry, again. Dad should have just gotten lost to shoot me. And that's the only way I'll ever be put out of this mystery. So he's like, shoot me! Instead of like, just shoot me, someone shoot me. He's like, my bodyguard should just shoot me. It's just, yeah, it's just very, very fun and enjoyable, really. Yeah, it's very, yeah, slightly interesting, and I suppose it's a very fast read book, so in that way, yeah, it's also good for this reading vlog. So yeah, as I said, I finished these two now, and the weekend is not even officially started, so it's doing pretty well, I would say. So next, I plan to read Princess Mia, which is the ninth book in the series. I actually found a 10th book on audio, so I'll probably do that, though that one probably won't do it now, but probably might do it soon because I'm on a roll here. But yeah, I'll focus on these library books first. So yeah, I'm probably gonna do this. I think I'm gonna start this later today. Anyway, I'll not tell you what other books. I'll just mention a bit more. Then I think I'll do the Love Hypothesis by Laura Steven. It's a YA contemporary. Came out this year. And then I think I might do the Bad Girls book club, or the Bad Girls Club. And yeah, just go on from there, really. So yeah, as you might see, like I kind of have I kind of have this like theme of maybe trying to just tackle the shorter books. I suppose maybe when you think about it, maybe I should instead start the longer books because, as I said, I'm just gonna say it again. Next week I'll be working a lot. Well, okay, working many more days than usual. And so when I work, sometimes don't really have that much energy to read after that work or before work and stuff. So I suppose maybe I should just use the smaller books for next week because it's easier to read a chapter or two in these than like in the longer books. So maybe I should do that first. I don't know. You know what? I'm just gonna do as I always do. I'm gonna bring them all to like yeah. I actually didn't say that. I actually I'm just going away this weekend again to my cabin. So I'm bringing the books to my cabin, and I'll just I'll see what tickles my fancy. And yeah, so that's my vlog update for now, and I'll see you later. Bye. It's me, Renee. I'm back. So this is my last update to this weekend's scram to finish my my library reads. So I got through most of them, which I'm quite happy with. Though got through depends how you define it. A lot of them I DNF'd, and some of them are skimmed, but what have you. Okay, so first I'm just gonna go way back, rewind till Friday, because this is like something that I finished on Friday, but I didn't really talk about because I didn't. And hey, and it's the Princess Diaries books. Well, I talked a bit about them, but I have some more thoughts. So yeah, I suppose as I said earlier, I'm much more enjoying these later books in the series than the first ones. I feel like the first ones are more childish, though. Yeah, the book series starts when she's 14, so it's kind of logical that way, really. And at the end, she's 17, 18, 17. So yeah, I mean, people grow up and people mature. So yeah. Though yeah, I think it's. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm a bit like I should probably have marked spots in there where I want to talk about, but I remember them, so I'm just gonna do them from my head. So I think pretty sure it's in Party Princess where yeah she mentions that she wants to Michael, her boyfriend, he goes around New York trying to find the best burger, and she can't do that with him because she's a vegetarian. And I'm like, yes, Mia, you're vegetarian. I know that. We all know that. But like, you live in New York. Don't New York have like burgers made of beetroot or burgers made of lentils or chickpeas or made of vegetables or I mean there's tons of options for vegetarian burgers. I know, I'm a vegetarian. There's lots of them out there. So saying that you can't help your uh, help you can participate in this chase for to find the best burger in New York because you don't eat meat. I would say that's a bit really thin excuse, really. I suppose, yeah, you can't help him find the best meat burger, but you can probably still go to a lot of same places and like he can buy a beef burger and you can buy a burger made of fish or beetroots or lentils or yeah, what have you, mushrooms. There's tons of options. I suppose maybe when this one came out in like 2006, maybe all the cafes, restaurants in New York only served meat burgers. Though it's New York City, so I highly doubt it. So yeah, that's kind of annoying, really. And also, in Princess Mia, suddenly blanking out. I was supposed to say something else. I didn't write down because there was something I wanted to say, and I can't. This is annoying. I mean, I had it at the tip of my tongue, and now it's just kind of poof, away. It's gone. There was something in this book that I was going to talk about. I talked about the burger thing, and now I want to talk about the thing when I can't for life of me remember it. But yeah, but also anyway, um, so in Princess Mia, which is the next last, yeah, yeah, it's kind of I remembered both things. So yay, memory not totally gone. So one note, spoilers though it's a bit of an oldie now, but spoilers stop here if you don't want spoilers for the spin-off series and yeah spin-off series because it's not something to do with this series per se. But yeah, so spoilers, go away. Okay, so if you know like the latest in the Princess Diaries universe. Mia actually has a half sister, and by my calculations. Well, by the way, like if I'm not completely wrong, I'm thinking she has to have been born, or at least like yeah, her dad has to have met his mom in like I think either book 7 or book 8. And I mean, all through this series, Mia's dad, he's a very bachelor. He's just all over. He dates models, what have you, all that jazz. But he's never with anyone for a long time. And like, I think it's, yeah, I think it's in Prison Brink where actually he actually confesses that he actually regrets that he didn't fight more for Mia's mom to be with her. So yeah, okay, so he seems to be very much longing for her, and yet he finds another woman, this pilot woman, this she seems awesome, but yeah, this pilot woman that becomes becomes the mom of Mia's half sister, Olivia. And Yeah, and then also after Olivia's mom dies, like in the series, in the spin-off series, uh, Mia's and Olivia's dad gets back together with Mia's mom, so that kind of erases, I feel like, in a way, Olivia's mom. So it's kind of yucky, and like, and you don't really get any hints of the romance here at all with Olivia's mom. So it's like, yeah, it's quite evident that Meg Cabot didn't really have the idea for the spin-off series, and like also the spin-off book before she wrote it, because in here there's no clues at all. Those could be clues that I'm just missing, but I can find them. Also, another spoiled aspect: rereading these three books, like knowing what I know about JP now, it's just so interesting. Interesting. I keep like thinking, okay, are you mad now, or is this the decision point where you decide to do it, or like how when did you decide? Because again, spoiler, but yeah, JP is revealed to be a huge dirtbag. He manipulated Meg, manipulated Mia, and only wanted her for her attention. Like he calls paparazzi and all that stuff. Like every time they get together, the paparazzi is there because JP craves the attention. And I'm like, well, for once, you're the son of a producer, big time producer, theater producer in Hollywood, like in the States, and you seem to have met a lot of people, and your family's rich. Why would you need more attention? Apparently, if you have some attention, you need more. But also, like, why would you? No, it just doesn't make sense to me, really. But yeah, JP, what an ass. So yeah, I finished these three. I finished two of them on Tuesday, one of them on Friday. So yeah, these like three I already finished before I went away. Read these three during the weekend. Well, read these three. So okay, so I started. What did I start first? I'm just gonna do it in a way, and they're quite order because all that. So I started the Love Hypothesis first by Laura Steven. I think this was actually the book that I most anticipated, of all these books. It's a new release. It's by Laura Steven. I love her duology, The Exact Opposite of Okay. So I had high hopes for this book. So it started good, but then after a while I was like, okay, okay. I finished it, and I didn't skim it. But like by the end of it, I was like, that's it. I kind of felt like, I don't know, I felt I enjoyed the characters. They were believable, I suppose, in a way, but I didn't love it, and I didn't love the setting. Like anything, is just like none of it was like very memorable. It was just kind of good. I mean, it has lots of rep, which is great. I mean, has rep for African Americans. It has rep for lots of sexualities. There's bi rep, there's gay rep, there's lesbian rep. So all this stuff, that's very good. But I don't know. It wasn't as funny as the exact opposite of okay, and I didn't. I couldn't really connect so much to the characters, and yeah, yeah, a bit of letdown, really, a bit of letdown. So yeah, sadly, that was not. This was not all that book. I know, but I suppose the good side was that because it's by Laura Steven, I've been like anticipating it for a long time. I planned to buy it, and then I end up instead of getting it from the library. So yay! I didn't waste my money on this. Oh, not piece of crap, on this bad, not memorable book. So yeah, that's that. That one I was like, okay, what to read now? What to read now? I end up. Oh, sorry. I end up then going with things the eye can see. And this is actually a book that I hadn't heard of at all before I picked it up. It sounded very cool. It's a book centered around a protagonist that has, well, she's not blind, but she's like 97% blind. I mean, she can see, but just very little. So she needs a dog to help her, like a helper dog, no, assistance dog. You get my point. to run around, to walk around and function in society, and she uses braille, and yeah, so yeah, she's more or less blind. And yeah, and also like, so it starts with her just taking a walk, and then someone yelling after her and wanting her um to give someone else a note, but without saying who it's from. So it's all like mystery and stuff. That's very intriguing premise. Just sounds so interesting. And yeah, I ended up reading 2 chapters of it and DNFing it because I just didn't really like the writing style at all. I felt that was written for like 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, because it was like very, it was very basic. It was in a way. A writing style was like, she looked at him longingly. She was hungry. She was tired. It was just so simplistic, and it wasn't really elaborate or like and stuff like that. And it just felt like, yeah, it just didn't drive on me at all. I suppose, yeah, if you're younger, you might really like this. If you're older, maybe if you're my age and maybe if you're tired, maybe this will work for you because it's very easy to read because it's not that complicated. But then again, I don't know. Would I recommend it? Not very much. Then again, I didn't finish it, so maybe you get used to it, maybe it gets better. I don't know. But for me, yeah, was let down. Yeah, was not for me. But but oh well, it happens. Then I actually started Kingdom of the Golden Dragon by Isabella. And this one is another DNF, sadly. I got maybe, yeah, sorry. I got 1 chapter into this, and yeah, this one also had like the thing with writing style because I felt like there was like pages of pages when there was no dialogue, and for me, I suppose for a long time I needed dialogue all the time, and now I don't need it. But like, if there's no dialogue, you can very much need writing and narration to be very well done. And here was also just kind of like the horizon looked beautiful, the path was difficult and narrow. It was just very focusing on the nature and like in a very like uninteresting way. And I don't know. I suppose this is the second book actually I discovered in a series, but I don't. I think it's more companion series than a series. But yeah, still, I couldn't be bothered. It was just like snooze fest, snooze fest. So yeah. So I suppose I'm just gonna have to realize Isabella, she's not really my author. As a person, great. As an author, not for me. They can't be all for you, can they? No, they can't. No one loves all the authors in the world. If you do, you're lying. You are lying. I started The Wicked and Unjust, and I remember reading the first page of this and like, oh, it's so interesting, it's so good. So yeah, this is all another one of these books where I hadn't heard about anything of it before I found it in the library. And it's historical fiction set in 1298 in Wales. So the story is that, sorry, an English noble family, well, yeah, noble family-ish, they moved to Wales because the dad in the family, he's the second son, so he doesn't inherit the castle, so he has to, and he was taking care of the castle until his brother came home from the uh, came home from the Holy Land, and like he was, yeah, you know, the Holy Land, like in Jerusalem, all that. He was blacking out, but yeah, he was fighting for Christianity and stuff. But yeah, so he came back and he wanted his castle back. So yeah, they had to move. So they're moving to Wales, and the English uh, girl, that one does not like it at all. And I suppose like how it starts. I'm just gonna give you how it starts because I really like how it starts. The very start of it. Tonight, at supper, over capon and relish, my father ruined my life. It's a great start with it because it really captures your interest. So yeah, at the beginning I was really enjoying this, but then I suppose maybe I think I gave it like 100, maybe 150 pages, and I was just I suppose I could have finished it, but I wasn't all that interested. I feel like since the since time period it was taking place is so long in the past, and it didn't really give that much context. It was just kind of like boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I suppose in a way it's probably because, or might be because the author, this is their first book. It's a female author, but yeah, it's her first book. So I suppose that might be it. That's why it's not so well done. Still, I really like the concept, like the setting and stuff, but like the execution was like, I don't know. In the end, I didn't really bother finishing it because, yeah, it wasn't that well done. So, yeah. Then I also started The Bad Girls Club by Rina Tracy. This is a British YA contemporary. No, contemporary. Well, it's contemporary. It came out in 2005, so it's an older contemporary, but still contemporary. It's not historical. Well, I suppose in a way to us. Well, can you say it's historical fiction if it's 10 years in the past? No, I suppose not. What? How did you find historical fiction? It's an interesting question. Yeah. Well, anyway. So this book I started and I was intrigued by it because it's about some people from the same school who start a book club. They have a book club and like every once a month they go to BBC and like talk about the books on the radio. So that's a very cool concept. And like all the like often as is with this one, you have like the different characters are very different. One is the bad girl. One is the girl that's has a girlfriend, has a boyfriend, and a stable family home, etc., etc. And one has like her mom left her and all that stuff. Really, one is from America, so you have that aspect of it. I like the beginning of it, but soon I felt like kind of felt like childish and kind of felt like wasn't that well done. I suppose as kind of is the theme with all this. Like I suppose obviously I liked most of these concepts, but like how it was done wasn't really that well done, and it's a bit fun here and there, but often I felt like this is so childish and so simplistic, and I couldn't be bothered. So I think I DNF'd it. I think I may have went like 100 pages in. It might be that. And I suppose, I mean, it's not a huge book, so I suppose I could have finished it because I suppose when it's a shorter book, you might as well finish it. But like, then again, why finish a book if you're not interested, if you're not intrigued at all? No, no. I'll just finish it and I'll just DNF it and then use my time on other books. Easiest that way. And that's all. Yeah, all those books. And then the last book was Again But Better by Christine Riccio. Probably heard of this. It's the book by Paul and Bananas Books. It came out 2 years ago now. 1 year ago. 2 years ago. Let me check. 2019. 19, yeah. So yeah, actually 1 year ago. 1 year ago. But yeah, so obviously I've heard a lot about it. First, I think a lot of people heard good things about it, but I suppose because like first things often the first buzz is often good. I assume, I think, I'm not sure. But then after a while I heard some people who said it wasn't that good really. So like went into it, was curious like, is it good, is it bad? I heard a concept, was like intrigued by the concept. I knew there was a twist. I didn't really know what the twist was about, but yeah. So this one I finished. I didn't DNF it. I skimmed some parts of it, but yeah. All in all, I don't know. I really liked the characters in this one. I like the setting, but I suppose as with the other books, really I felt like the execution was. I'm not sure if this is because because this is her first book, so maybe like often you need to write a few books before you get really good. I can't really say that this book is like unpublishable. It's not unreadable. It's enjoyable, but I felt like in a way, I don't know. Yeah, as I said, I feel like I kind of wanted more. I liked other characters, but I just didn't love them. I didn't connect to them. Like, I mean, as I said, I finished the book, so it did intrigue me. But for Laureate, I was like, am I gonna finish it? Am I gonna DNF it? I was curious, like, I was thinking, should I DNF it or not? But I still wanted to finish it. But like now, having finished it, I'm like, it's not gonna stay in my mind for a long time. I read better takes on college, better takes on being left out, and yeah, I suppose one of my issues with it really was that like the character at the beginning is just like talking about how so far in college she hasn't really been that out there, she hasn't made new friends, she hasn't made any boyfriends, etc., etc. And then she decides to go to England, like just try and first start. I'm like, okay, so before the book starts, you've been to college. I've seen like 2 years, I think. I'm not quite sure, but like I think maybe 2 years. And in that time, you haven't really met people. You've been too shy, etc., etc. And then you decide to go to the other side of the world. What? I mean, I guess kind of like wanting to experience something new and thinking that's fun. And like, I suppose a lot of people really want to see different parts of the world that's known and stuff. Like, if you're very, very shy, how how realistic? How much? Man, how much are you gonna like be different in different parts of the world? Really? I mean, myself, I've lived in different places. I lived different places in Norway. I've lived in Chile. I lived in Australia. Both times I lived abroad. In the first beginning, I was like so scared because it was so new and stuff. So the beginning was just so scary and culture shocking and scary. And yeah, she did have culture shock, but like from more or less get go, she had friends. She had a flirt with people. I mean, it seems to go pretty easy for them. Like, why are you suddenly so outgoing? I mean, if you're so outgoing now, why didn't you do that before? It kind of doesn't make sense in my head, really. And also the fact that, I mean, most of it takes place in London. Yes, she's not, you don't really get that much of a feel of London. You feel like she goes more to around Europe than in London. And I'm like, shouldn't you describe more London or have more things like culture shock with London? Like, yeah, like culture shock with between the US and London, it's just one or two things and then it's over. Like, I suppose maybe it's not supposed to be that kind of book. But I feel like if you don't really use the culture shock of like cultures and like describe different cultures and their place and stuff, well, I suppose like, she could easily just like instead of going to London, she could have easily just transferred to schools within the US. I mean, because that's kind of the same thing. I mean, you change setting, you change environment, and in that way you force yourself to meet new people. But why go to the other side of the world if you're not gonna like use the culture shock element of it? Well, I suppose why go Christine, read show. Why take it to the other side of the world if you're not gonna use it and yeah, take advantage of it? Why? So yeah, I think I'm not sure I did give it, but I think I'm probably going to actually give this a 2 stars because yeah, it wasn't all that. It was not all that. It has aspects, but most of it was like I've read better. I've read about better YA contemporaries. I've read better books set in England. I've read better books about starting over. I've read better romances. Yeah, I suppose, and this kind of contradicting me because, but also like I said, I really like the concept. Why else would I get it from Mary? So it's both like if this would be turned into Netflix movie or like a Hallmark movie, that could be fun. That could work. I think like if they did like it visually and stuff, I think that'd be cool and fun. But as a book, as it stands now, no, no, no. Yeah. So that's that really. So yeah, that's all I finished this weekend of library books. And now you might be thinking like, well, didn't you have one more book? Yeah, I also have. Give me a moment. Wait a minute. So I also now only thing left I have Tash Heart Tolstoy by Catherine Ormshay. So this one actually didn't start. Well, I started on Goodreads because like I'm thinking like okay I should start it now and then I didn't yesterday because yeah and I didn't have time today. But yeah, this book, next book I'm gonna start. It's the last library book. So this it's not huge. It's YA contemporary. So yeah, I think I can actually manage this. Can I actually finish these this library book, and yeah, that way I'll be finished with all library books, and I can return it this week, and I won't get a fine! Yay! So yeah, mission complete. Well, ish, but more or less, yeah. I'm pretty sure reading this during this week, even though I said I'm gonna work more this week, but it's 360 pages, so yeah, that's easily done for me, easily done. So yeah, and other than that, I don't really think that's anything more to say really. I suppose I'll probably pre-film some videos for this week because I said I'm gonna be working a lot. I suppose of not pre-film stuff or pre-film I film stuff sometimes I pre-film it a few hours before, sometimes I pre-film it the day before. But so you know that. So if I say something in the video that's you know words outdated, that's why I didn't know when filming it. And yeah, this is me saying Renee.